What's up, guys? My name is Sam Taggart. I help scale door-to-door sales companies and sales reps to make more money and live their best lives. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to sell more pest control in 2025 than ever before. And I'm going to first start you with a story, and then I'm going to go into 3 awesome tips. So make sure to watch this. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, and we're going to give you some fire content with DDD experts. So first, I got recruited into pest control back in 2008. And I ended up not going because I said, where do you make more money, alarms or pest? And they were like, well, alarms pays more per sale. And I was like, oh. And back then I was making like $300 per sale. And the average pest control contract back then was about $400. So the reality of me ever making more than $300 in pest control would be astronomical. Like, it doesn't make sense. $400 contracts for the year, 1 year service, get paid $300. That doesn't add up. So they were paying on average, 12 to 30% for their pest control services. So it's like you'd maybe make 40 to 200 bucks, maybe max, right? And so I one day say, okay, I'm gonna go do alarms, and I watched these pest control battles, and I then grew in alarms, and I became a top recruiter in alarms and did really well. And I was always recruiting against pest control because the biggest pest control office was right across the street where they had always these recruiting battles. And the argument was always you sell 3 times pest control to 1 alarms. And that was the argument. They were like, well, yeah, you make 3 times more sales. So every 1 alarm you sell, you'll sell 3. And the argument was an average pest control rep sold around 150 accounts, and the average alarm rep sold around 50 accounts. So I start studying the data. Now I'm neutral. I have no dog in the fight. So you just can shit on me on the comments. I don't care. And you can make your argument in the comments. I don't care. Make the argument. I'm just going to say I have quite a bit of information. And 2025, I have never seen an industry that is more strong in pest control than I've ever seen it. And what I mean by that is now there are companies that average more than $1,000 of contract value. Some reps have $1,200 average contracts, meaning they have 3 times the average what they charge to customers since 2008. So now commissions have gotten better. Back then it was 17% average. So let's just say it's 50%, or let's say it's 40%, depending on how many you sell. And so like you do the math, okay, 50%, that's $600. The average alarm deal, you maybe has gone up too since I sold. I was making $300 when I first started in 2008, inflation, XYZ. But the average alarm sale, the guy's making $500 to $1,000. So it's like, okay, if we sell 3 times more than 1, in pest control, you're like, okay, same as solar, you do the math, right? You're like, okay, if I'm making 600, but what's crazy is there's a guy that did 1,700 pest control accounts last year, and there have been many that have done 1,000, even first year reps doing 1,000. That would mean divide by 3. That would mean first year reps doing about 350 or 330. And I don't know first year reps doing 330 alarm. And so it's like the 3 to 1 ratio. I'm like, okay, I don't know dudes doing 1,700 divided by 3 is like 500-600. I don't know many dudes. I know a guy that did 500 alarms, and that's a thing. But the reality is you look at the quantity of pest control guys that can sell out the gates from 0 to getting at least paid. It's a very good first entry level sales job. And if you can make it in pest control, then maybe you graduate into other industries. But at the end of the day, the likelihood of you succeeding and making some money is much greater than most industries. So now the question is, how do I go to 1,700? How do I hit a golden door? How do I do this? And that's what I wanted to share with you. So tip number 1, if you're selling pest control, don't just look at it as a numbers game. Now, some of you guys in the comments might shade on this too. Too many pest control guys, and I've interviewed top pest control guys, and I watch them and I'm like, wow, you're just looking for the yes. I'm okay standing in the uncomfortability of 3 or 4, 5, 6 no's, knowing that if I put a little pressure, looped again, little pressure, looped again, little pressure, looped again. And in DDDU, you watch 𝐷𝐸 sell this Indian guy. It was a 45-minute pest control sale. And we got it all on film. It's in DDDU, the new DDDU. And what's crazy is he looped like 30 times. He still sold it at like a $600 contract value. And he sat in the pocket. And many reps, where 𝐷𝐸 has won more Golden Door awards than anyone in the entire history of all Golden Doors, okay? So this guy sat 45 minutes with the Indian and said, I will do this until he buys. And the difference between the 𝐷𝐸 and the average rep is they walk away from every door that's like little friction, I'm out, gonna look for my yes. Little friction, I'm out, gonna look for my yes. So if you wanna sell more, be uncomfortable and be okay with that friction and keep looping until you get a yes. Number 2 is I watch pest control guys brag about how short amount of time they can work to sell the most amount of accounts. If you want to sell more in 2025, be okay extending through September, October. I watched a pest control guy in Canada selling in 0-degree weather in December hit a golden door. And so you're like, okay, is he worse or better? I don't know. He's speaking on the stage at 𝐷oor-to-𝐷oor-𝐭 Canada, first pest control Canadian door-to-door rep that hit a golden door. So you're like, he just did it. He just did whatever it took, and it was freaking grit, hard hustle. Shout out to James. And I'm like, good for him. I don't care how long it took you. You just stayed out longer. And I watch too many people that have shortened season just due to like, I don't know why. They're not like going to school even. And it's okay to just like sell until you hit your freaking goal. That's it. I'm inviting you to sell more. Sell until you hit your goal. And if your extended date needs to extend a little longer because you set a goal of selling 500, extend your freaking time out there because you just were lazy and you had a couple of crappy weeks. That's your own fault. But don't shorten your goal, just extend your time. And the last one to sell more in 2025 is very simple. Be better. You're laughing. You're like, how do I sell more pest control? How do I do that? You train. I watch so many pest control guys that are untrained pest control guys. Why? Because it's the youngest class of sales professionals, meaning most sales professionals are in their 30s and 40s in a lot of the industries I work with. In pest control, the average is like 23. So if you say the average door-to-door pest control rep is 23, my question is, how much sales professional training have they ever had? And then they're asking like, why am I not selling as many as I want? I don't know, because you took your sales meeting and the manager, like he's going to professionally sales train you on psychology of selling. He's just teaching what you taught him, and then the guy taught him, and then the guy taught him. He's regurgitating the traditions of their forefathers. Let's just be real. So to sell more pest control, be better, that means you should invest yourself into training. And that's why we have 8 hours of pest control, best in class sales training. That's why we have sales boot camps that teach the deeper psychology of sales training. You don't have to get it from me, but there's amazing, phenomenal books. But too many people are complaining about why they don't sell more, but they don't know how to train. So my invitation to you to sell more in 2025 is train harder. And if you got some value out of this, like guys, I want to see you guys winning. It's not like there's too many bugs out there for us not to be killing them all. Let's think about this. And what a great opportunity. I know 7-figure earners in the pest control space, and I don't think there's any reason you couldn't be the next one. So click subscribe for more training, but don't just like hit the subscribe and then only watch a few videos. Like binge this stuff, but then go deeper with our DDD University to teach you how to sell more pest control.